You know, I woke up this morning and I thought to myself, you know what I need? I need one more graphics design tool in my toolkit, right? No, I didn't say that, but one popped up and it's actually worth taking a look at. And in today's video, we're going to dive into the entire tool and let you know if it's right for you or not. All right, let's dive in. Hey guys, John here from IncomeMesh.com. My goal online is to help you find the perfect tool for your next project. If you're new to the channel and you like what you see, go ahead and click that subscribe button and hit the thumbs up to get notified when I release new videos. And in today's video, we're going to talk about the latest of the graphic design tools in the toolkits. Now, let me go ahead and just say right off the bat that there are a lot of graphic design tools on the web. There's Canva, there's Artboard Studio, there's Crello. It's like they're coming out of the woodworks here. And so in this video, I want to show you this tool because lifetime deals are special. If you can commit to a tool, then you pay once and you have that asset and you get really good at that asset and it can pay back in multiples over time. So I'll just go ahead and say this right now. If you have a closet full of graphic design tools, you might pass on this one. But there are some really unique features of this tool that I'm going to cover today. We're going to go in depth into each one of the features, and I'll give you everything you need to make an educated guess on if it's right for you or not. Okay? So if you want to check it out, go ahead and head to IncomeMesh.com/glorify, and there's a link in the description as well as probably something should pop up somewhere around here as well for it. And we're going to dive into this tool and just kind of show you a little bit of their sales page. What's interesting about this one versus all the others out there is there are some unique features specifically designed for people who sell things online. Does that sound like you maybe? As well as just some overall nice usability pieces that they're working on. They are an early tool. You can see here that they have a lot of stuff going on, and they have a public roadmap, which we'll cover at the end of the video to show you if what they have today is good enough or if what you see on the future roadmap, which I actually talked to them yesterday in person. And I really do think this is going to be a good, solid company in the long run. The tool itself, that's going to be, in the eyes of the beholder, if it's right for you. But what we're going to cover today is a logo and brand designer, which is really useful if you're working with clients, as well as how you can use their different tools to design e-commerce mockups, blog post images, social media images and icons, as well as some of their interesting integrations, which they've just released with to give you premium icons that always look good, always look on brand, as well as a really cool library of stock photos. So again, if you want to check this out and look more in depth, it's IncomeMesh.com/glorify. That is my affiliate link. If you choose to go through it, I really, really appreciate it. And you can see here, they have two pricing levels. Let me just go ahead and put this in real quick. And you can see here that they have two different pricing levels. You can get the entire platform for $97 to pay once. And that gives you a huge list of their existing icons and libraries, but not all of them. We'll talk about that in the Pro plan. But also their branding tool, being able to do annotations, lifetime access, which is obviously the most attractive feature here, ebooks that you can create, all sorts of cool stuff. They also have a level up, which is $297, which is the plan that I purchased, and I'll review and I'll show you if I think it's worth it or not, which is normally $644 per year. So in just about a third of it, or less than half of a year's price, you get access to it forever. And basically you get everything here, but plus you get access to actual stock photo models, like an entire portfolio of the same dude, which I'll show you as we get into it, but you'll get like the same guy. So a lot of brands use a single person as like their iconic person. Like I know Windows has a woman that like is always there in all of her stuff and all of their stuff. And so you see her and you subconsciously think Microsoft when you see that branding. So it helps you with branding, whether you have clients or on your own brand. If you don't want to be like out in front, then you can specialize with that, as well as some really cool and easy to use icon bundles, which has its own price tag. If you were to go separately, it's a little pricey all on its own. So there's some significant savings in there if you plan on doing this in a business perspective. They also have, I want to mention here, a unconditional 30-day money back guarantee. I bought this thinking, okay, I'll give it a shot. I might not keep it. I'm going to keep it. I see enough value in what I do, both for my client work as well as here on the channel and on my blog. And I'll show you some examples of what I've used it for recently and how easy it is. But it's worth it to me. If it saves you a bit of time every day or week, then that $300 eventually, gets consumed and it becomes a really good investment. Okay, enough talking. Let's get into the platform here. So here I am, I'm logged in. And when we go back to the dashboard, you can see kind of a very nice clean design. I'm going to hide my face for a little bit as we go through this. You get a nice clean design where you can see the different intents of what people use this tool for: e-commerce, social media, ebook creator, and logo makers. And it also shows you some of the recent stuff you've worked on here. So I did a blog post yesterday, and I used this tool to kind of dive in and do all my icons and imagery. And I like how it ended up looking very much on brand, which is useful. So let's take, for example, I've got a client that I'm working with a little bit, and he is in the foreign exchange stock market space. So he's in that space. I have traded options for many years. I enjoy the stock market a little bit, but I've gotten out of it because I'd rather just add value instead of speculate. But anyways, I'm not judging his business model. He's asked me to help him and kind of do a little bit of a funnel for him with messenger marketing and some other cool things. If you want to learn more about that, there's a link below to learn more about my services and whatnot. That's a shameless plug there. But so let's go through this demo thinking that we're going to build out a brand for this guy. It's useful. It's better than just doing kind of dummy mockups. I'm going to go ahead and build a logo for him. We'll make a little cover for an ebook, assuming he's going to give away some sort of a trading signals thing, and do a social media and some other imagery that will kind of show you the functionality of this tool. Okay. What's really awesome about this is once you create a brand for something, those brand colors, those brand fonts and everything become part of the platform. And it's just really cool. I'll show you as we get into it, so be sure to stick around to the end. Let's start out by making a logo and set some brand colors up for this client. So we're going to call this Foreign Exchange Traders. Give yourself a name. And then under the logo maker, you get to decide what your theme is. And elegant, classy, and modern, in your face, dynamic, fresh, and trending. I prefer modern looks and clean and simple, so you can actually select multiple of these and it'll kind of tailor it for you. This guy doesn't have an online presence at the moment. He's looking to get into it, so he doesn't have any real guidelines yet. So we can really just see what this tool wants us to do. So I like black, blue, and red. I think or actually, you know what? Well, it's the stock market, so green and red and black are like the three colors you always see in stock market charts and things like that. So let's see what it gives us if we put those three colors in. We'll go to next. And crazy that when it comes to picking an icon, it already kind of has some charts here. And these are from the Noun Project. And the Noun Project is an amazing library of icons as well. It's premium, but it's built into the ownership here. And I want to say that the Noun Project is around $40 to $50 per year. Don't quote me on that. I also a customer of that from years back, and I've canceled it since then. But so getting this for $97, this one little feature is pretty much a year or two of your membership. So just something to keep in mind there. So let's do a chart. Stock markets are all about charts. And we're going to pick an icon that's going to kind of work with this guy. So what do I like? Oh my gosh, I like a lot of these. But for icons, you want to keep it very simple. You don't want to be too in your face. So let's find a simple chart. Let's go with this guy. Let's just see what we get. We'll hit next. Okay, so now it comes to your color scheme. And what it does is it creates an example color scheme for you. So you can see it takes the name Foreign Exchange Traders right here. And it kind of does everything for you. And it gives you some different places to see how it would look. And this looks very nice already. I'm pretty impressed with this color scheme. But let's take a look at what that color scheme actually is. So if we come over here, this is where you can change every bit of the branding that you've just made. So you can change your font scheme. I like Roboto. Let's take a look at... Okay, so these are Roboto in different weights. So I can make it a little bit thicker. I kind of like the thin. Maybe like split the difference there. Now we can take a look. They probably have other fonts here. So if I want to search for Google Fonts, let's go with Alato. Thanks, Alato. Okay. You can switch over here and see what Lotto would. I like Lotto. We'll do that. Lato, Lotto. Tomato. And then the icon here, you can change the icon out if you want to. You can remove the icon from it entirely, which I don't think that's a good idea. So there we go. And then you can also change the space between the icon and the text. So you can make it tighter on top or make the icon bigger or smaller. Just make it a little bit smaller like that. And I do want to change the layout. I want to put the icon to the left. So it's as easy as coming here to layout and then swapping it over here. And you can also foreign exchange traders. I'm thinking, because I want to see, like, on a business card it would look like this, on a t-shirt it would look like that. I think I like this layout overall, but I want the size to kind of be similar. So let's change that by making the icon larger to kind of match the height of. It's good enough. I like it. Okay, that'll work. And then you can also bring it in closer, maybe like that. I like where it was. Okay, now under colors, this is what's really cool. So it's smart enough to know I wanted green, red, and black. So it's going to go through and kind of shoot out a bunch of different patterns, a bunch of different options, which that is hideous. They're not all going to be great, right? Because it's taking what you put in, it's trying its best to help you out. This is better. I don't like the idea of the main color being red because the stock market wants the main color should be green, right? Let's pick around, and I don't want to spend too much time on this. Right now we're at 146 different color palettes, so that's pretty intense. All right, we're gonna go with this guy. He gives me a nice a dark color, a lot of different shades of green, which is kind of nice, and I like just dark icon, like black icons. It's just nice and easy and primary. I like that. And then under the text, you can change the text height, the text spacing, the alignment. But I kind of like how this all looks. Like that wouldn't look very good. Okay, so I'm happy with the brand. So let's go ahead and save this logo. And let's see, would we like uppercase? No, definitely capitalize. Good. All right, so we're happy. We have our logo. We're gonna hit save and OK. And now it's going to give you an SVG download of the logo. And we'll call it, let me make a new folder here. And I'll just say this is logo.svg. That'll work for me. And as we open this up, we'll see our nice clean logo, which is going to be a very small file size. But because it's an SVG, it will scale infinitely and never lose its quality, which is exactly what you want for professional designs. And what's even cooler about this is that now that we have our brand, we can come in and go to, let's make a new folder. So you can kind of organize all your stuff into folders. So I'll call this Forex just for brevity. And if we come in now to our logos, so here under brand assets and logos, we can see we have our downloadable guy there, but also now we have a color palette which has been saved, which is the foreign exchange traders, which we just set up. And this is gonna be really cool when we start designing different images for this brand, okay? So that's the logo maker. It's basic, it's pretty easy to use. You don't really trip up too much when going through it. And you can see I've already played around and helped out several different clients and some of my own little projects I'm working on here and creating different brands. And I like it. It works. It's simple. Okay, so now let's go back to the dashboard and move on with the next step here. So we've done the logo maker. So now we have a brand that we can use for everything else going forward. So let's say this guy wants to make a little freebie, like an ebook or something like that to promote. We can come here to the ebook maker and we'll call this Forex Signals. Just assume that's what he's going to want to give out. And we can look through here and see a bunch of different book covers, back covers, and you can see they've got section title pages, front cover, one column content page. So these are all pretty cool. And what you see about this is that they are in the same aspect ratio. So you can actually make your entire ebook creator using all these as different templates and just kind of adding another page on as you go. So let's do that here. So we'll go to our front cover. And you're given here a number of different templates based on what you want your cover to look like. So let's use this one. This is pretty simple and clean, which is what I tend to prefer. And so I'll move myself down here. Okay, so we have our cover. The first thing I want to do, and this is going to be like the what? One of the things I really like about this tool is it has this button here called Brand It. So you pull in all these different images. Let me just pull in a different image to show you. Like, obviously, this is a totally different color scheme than what your client might have on their brand, right? So this one's actually a little bit closer because it has green as kind of the base, but I can come here and click, go to the Brand It area, and I can say Brand It. Boom! And so now all the colors work together with the brand that your client has. You might not be a fan of this color scheme, and honestly, maybe I'm not either, but I didn't want to spend too much time on it. But look at that. Like, that's a nice one. I like that one. So now all your text, it'll kind of randomly generate too. Like if you have more colors in your palette here, it can just go nuts, and you can kind of sit here and, you know, grab your favorite beverage and just find the right color scheme for you. But I like this one here. So now let's go ahead and just add some content here to show you how the editing process works. So we'll say, let's make this the beginner's guide to Forex. And I don't exactly know what this guy's brand is, so I'm going to just go ahead and make this kind of simple. I'll probably come back and edit this a little bit. And I'll just kind of put this over here. You can do this, the beginner's guide to Forex. And now let's adjust this image. We'll replace it out. And then we have the glorify library. There's two things you can do here when it comes to getting images. First, let's go ahead and find some image here, and we'll just do stock market. And let's see what we have. Okay, very good. Some of these images are probably familiar to you. You know, I'm not a huge fan of using these types of stock images on my own work because I feel they're just very common. But for most people, for local businesses, they're not in this world like we are, and they're okay with it. So I'm going to go ahead and pick this guy. Let's see what it looks like. Not bad, right? Like this is a pretty professional looking image. What you can also do, let me show you over here under the icon. Let's see, we'll do Moose by Icons 8. And this is where you can get really funky with it. You can make your own backgrounds. You can have your own objects. And so for example, let me see if there's like a notebook. I know people like being all fancy with their, maybe a laptop would have been a better idea. There we go. So let's say we want to add in this notebook here. And so this comes in as just an object that you can use. So you can actually create your own scene. Like you can go in and find a table. You can go in and find a gentleman, a model, or a lady to kind of be the brand of this company. Like this guy is obviously going to be the model that you select, right? He's kind of the stock market go-to guy. Let's actually do that. Let's have some fun here. Okay, so we put this guy in. I really don't even need this anymore because this is such the quintessential stock market trading guy. Watch my portfolio grow. And now let's remove this. Oh, I kind of liked it, but let's go through and just do one quick thing. We'll go to Moose. Let's go to backgrounds now and find a background that this guy would fit in. And you know, the platform is, you know, it's not the fastest, but it's getting really good really fast. So let's take this background here and let's just see. I may go back and just do some undos to put this together, but this is going to be helpful for you to see how that all works. This button here will change the layering of kind of where it fits. I'll align this out. Put this guy line there. And right there. Like, so I could even bring this. And let's change this color out to my, you can see even in the text area, you can come through and make sure that your content is always on brand. So I can do that, maybe increase the font size. Beginner's Guide to Forex. I think that line height needs a little bit more space. Boom. Okay. So not bad, not bad. I'll keep it. We'll hit save. And one thing also I want to mention here is you don't have to just make this as a single image. You could come through here and add another page below. So now we have page 2. And so on page 2, you might want to pick a different format. And now let's do a table of contents. Oh, and I need to pick a table of contents. So let's just make this a very simple one like this. That's a little interesting. Let me see what's going on here. It says it's a different size, but it shouldn't be. Okay, I'm using the same format. Let me just come back here and let's pick a format one more time. The size is the same from front cover to table of contents. Let's choose this design. All right, let's save project and continue. Well, that didn't really look too nice there, did it? If we do undo, well, it looks like we got a little bit in trouble here. So I think there might be some work still to be done on this aspect of the tool, but you can see you'd be able to build out multiple pages and maybe have, let's just put something here together for you. This design on page 1. This was user error. Okay, I messed up. See, you can have multiple pages, have a cover page, have a table of contents page, and then have, let's say, I'll just duplicate this and change this to like a content page. There's a bit of loading as you're going through. It's a bit of a frustration, but this is a pretty easy way to design things. So let's say you want to do the first trading tip. We might want to have just a very common content page, and here's the different designs for that content page. So it's really cool, actually. Let's go with something like this. Okay, so now you can start to see that all these are starting to look like an ebook would want to be, and we can again just very briefly come through and make sure we brand everything together. So we'll brand it. Let's find that. That'll work. That brand color. Do the same thing on this one. Brand it close. That'll work. And then come through here and brand it. So I'm kind of going with the dark background with a slightly lighter text throughout. There we go. So now you can see I didn't go through and have to remember any hex codes or anything. I created the brand once, and now I'm able to use that brand throughout the ebook pretty easily. So, and then you can just change your text, put some images in there, adjust it all around. Obviously, you want to change that page number a little bit, and you'll be good to go with your ebook. Now let me download this one. I'm going to save one more time. Let's call this ebook. Now we've added a few pages. I'll save it. And let's see if that PDF download would work. I would really like that to work because this would be a hugely beneficial way. Like, you could download this as a bunch of PNGs, but if you could generate a PDF from this, this would be a really nice service you could offer to make beautiful looking. Yeah, there we go. Look at this. Oh my gosh. And this is, okay, it looks like they're actually still images. They're not actually text on the screen. But I tell you what, I'm not very good at design, and this is how I'm going to make my ebooks going forward. I don't think it's searchable. Okay, so it's basically just a bunch of images that are stapled together, which needs to be improved, but I'm sure they will, and look at that. Now you can make good-looking ebooks. Okay, I'm sold. I'm keeping this. That's how it works. Okay, so we can move on now and go to the next tool that I want to show you guys. Let's head back. Let me just save it one more time just to be sure. And let's head back into our dashboard here. So we've covered the logo maker, the ebook creator, and now let's do some social media. So this guy is going to want to find his ideal client and sell them on his trading program, or to have him join his team and all that good stuff. So let's do a couple things for him. Let's give him a little bit of branding for his email header. So we'll come here to email header, and you're going to love this about how it brands as well. So let's just pick something that looks like a good email header for this guy. Let's do something like this. So we'll pick out a design. And again, the first thing I want to do is just kind of get a feel for how it's going to look when it's on brand. That's not bad. That's there we go. That's the money shot right there. And then this object, because we're on that pro plan, we can come here to our elements and we can go into, depending on the style, right? So here's where icons might be really useful. A lot of people like clean icons. So let's do stock market. And let's just see what they have for stock market. It's kind of a weird, I don't know why this came out for stock market. Let's just do chart. And in this icon pack, this looks much better. So it gives you a bunch of different families of icon packs. There's kind of the clean lines where it's just that, not colored in, just classic icon. And don't worry, because this is black. Like, I can bring this on. And if you want something simple but to be on color, you can come through here and choose your document colors once again, or just choose like a white. And so all the colors can be whatever you want them to be. But in this case, I like the pretty icons. Call me a sucker. All right, so let's do charts. I could also use my brand. Oh, what I should probably show you is I can use my existing brands, all of your created logos. So I can come here and do the foreign exchange trader, bring this guy in, and what I first should do is change out my colors, and let's just do white for the text and white for the logo. Boom. And now I have, maybe we'll do something like this. Not fully sure if I love this design yet, but we'll say smart trader, smart trading. I don't know. And Good enough. You can play around with the design, but the general idea here is everything that you should need for your branding should exist within this platform. So you can do your logos, you can change the color out for what you're using them for, and kind of, bada bing, bada boom. Now, if we want to use this as our asset, let's call this our email header. We got to do something about this coloring. Let's try to keep it on brand and just see what that does for us here. Let's do this. Let's just keep it simple, not try to overcomplicate anything. Keep it on brand and just a simple logo with this color scheme. I like that better. So we'll save this one more time. And then when it comes to your download options, they make it really easy for you as well. They've already given you that aspect ratio that's good for email headers. So you then have some options for how you want to download it. A normal PNG is going to make sense, but I'll show you the transparent PNG momentarily, which is really great for blog posts as well. Email header. Okay. So we've got that piece knocked out. Now let's say that you want to kind of keep the same design, but you want to use it for a different purpose. I'm going to go here to Smart Resize. And now if you want to use this for, let's say, an event cover, like a 1920 by 1080 full screen, I'm going to load this template by saving it and resizing it to that 1920 by 1080. And boom, like it doesn't get a whole lot easier than that, does it? So now I've got the exact same baseline, but maybe I want to add a little something else to this version. Maybe I'll make this kind of like a smaller one up here. And then let's also come into our moose, and let's find our model. Let's find our middle-aged, white-haired white guy who's a stock market guru. I'm sorry, I'm being naughty. And so let's see. This is like the classic S&P is up 17 pips today. All right, so we can get this guy here, kind of blow him up to an appropriate level. Boom. And now I've got a solid looking image here, right? So I can download this as also, I would recommend for most things like this, a PNG is going to work really well for you. But if it's a lot of imagery like this guy, the file size on PNGs can be big, and then you would want to do that web optimized JPEG. So we'll call this kind of social media image. Ugh. That'll work. Okay, so that's a couple of different uses of their tool designer. Anything else I really want to show you on this side here? You got filters you can do to kind of make your pictures pop if you want to colorize it. So let's say you want to do Technicolor and a couple different things here. A lot of different ways you can do some advanced tinting. Maybe let's do you can make everything kind of tinted to a certain color. Keep it simple in general, but that's an option there to you. Let's go ahead and head back to our dashboard. And now you can start to see that all these designs are kind of stacking up here in our recently saved projects. If you do this for clients, I'd recommend you keep your stuff kind of organized. So you can move it over to a specific folder. I don't do this myself as often as I should, so I'm do as I say, not as I do. It's good to keep that in ordered fashion, because when you go to your My Files area, you can kind of just click on your client, and if you need to do more work for that one client, there, you'll have everything kind of as a good starting point. You can duplicate and do something else, or you can start from scratch and keep it all organized. Okay. Now let's say this client is ready to sell you on something or kind of offer something there. Their e-commerce section here. This is designed really more for those physical products, but it's very easy to swap it out, and you can sell info products as well. Let's go ahead and just pick something, and you start with your sizing. So let's do like a square image here. Let's do some product promos. Maybe this guy has a notebook, a physical notebook specifically designed for options trading. So we're going to just pick something that we like, a general design starting point. And so far I've been using kind of straight geography and everything. So we're going to keep on keeping on with that. So we start out with this guy. He's not selling dumbbells, although those are cool looking dumbbells. So we're going to get rid of really all of this stuff. Again, I want to come into brand it and just save myself a lot of time by picking out something that's kind of on brand. That works. And like I said, let's show you another major tool of this. Let's say there's a free image. Let's just find something from Pixabay. So you can tell the difference, right? Like you can tell the difference between one of these stock photos and something from their premium library. Like there's a lot of value in having good stock photography. Now let's do a notebook, and let's say we want to highlight this notebook here. So I can pull that in, but this isn't really what I want here, right? Because this is an image, that background. I really want to just kind of show this notebook as being a trading notebook, right? So they have a tool for that. And if you come up here next to brand it, they have a BG, which is background remover. So as I click on that, it's going to kind of zoom you into this new interface. And I love this part. This is one of my favorite tools. Like a lot of my other graphic programs have some similar features, some overlap, but nothing has this in a way where it's like all here, all ready for you and good to go. So what you do is you just kind of outline the stuff you want to keep, and you outline the stuff you want to get rid of. And already you can see that it has done a pretty phenomenal job of taking a normal camera picture and turned it into a product image, right? Like a really nice product image. You've got a lot of different flexibility in how you do this. You can zoom in, you can crop, you can do different shapes and all these different things, but that works for me. So I'll hit done, and boom. The image is still the same size, but it has made the transparency exactly where I need it. What I'm curious about, this text option, I wonder if it allows me to pick a brand for my font. This is something I'm just kind of generally curious about. I don't think so. Like I know that Lato was the brand font that I picked. Don't think it's there. So we're going to just go ahead and do Lato again. Do Lato bold. Do even lift. We'll just, for fun, do even trade Forex. Let's make sure that this is all kind of all that. Same font size, give it a bit more line height. Okay, take off these quotes. Do you even trade Forex? Work for me. And then this could be a product image. You can get your cell phone out at this point and honestly take your own product images and really make it nice and professional looking. You can add your grids and remove your grids and do a bunch of different things there. One of the features I know they're coming out with is a product mockup area where, let's say you design an ebook cover in their ebook cover creator, but you also want to be able to show that ebook in like a physical product type of look. Like if you want to actually put it onto a laptop screen, or you want to put it onto a physical book like this and have it look real, like actually have the bends and the fold and the shadows as you would need. I know that is on the roadmap as one of the main things they're working on right now. I have another tool that does that, and it's really nice. It's really, really a time saver for client work, and it just has a professional look. So I know that's coming to this platform as well, which is something you can really be excited for. So kind of zoom that up. Okay. And play around with it. Cool, cool, cool. And we'll call this ebook cover, or we'll call this product. All right. And a couple things on the text. I know they've added text shadow, so we can do a drop shadow where it's kind of cool like that. And I can make it maybe like a 0, 0, 0, so the text is right there. And let me blur it out a little bit so it kind of does what I want it to do. You can change the color. I don't think this is a good idea, but you can make it kind of glow a little bit there. Maybe that's kind of cool to you. And there you go. So you've got a pretty cool looking thing here. If you want to add some other elements, like you can add some shapes. Maybe what is popular is to add a little square kind of behind the text. Other tools make this a little bit easier to do. And then let's make this my brand colors. Let's try that. And we can move this. Let's first duplicate it. This behind, back, move this guy. Okay, so pretty cool. If that's your thing. I'm not sure if I like this or not, but I'll give some of these as a mock-up to my client and kind of give them some ideas as we go through on this next project. So that could be how you do a product in Glorify. All right, and we'll download this as well. And just to show you the difference, let's do a web optimized JPEG, and we'll take a look at some file sizes here. Let's do this. We'll do product image small JPEG, and let's do a normal PNG. Product image PNG. I want to see how it handles file size and all that good stuff. So now we have these two images. If I click on it, I see this product image is a 1 megabyte file right there. And this product image is 618 kilobytes, so almost half the size. And if we open up and take a look at the quality, kind of do a little side by side, this is the small, the JPEG, and this is the larger PNG. You kind of take a look at it. I would go over the JPEG. Really, why I think that file size difference is so stark is because of this physical image. There's more gradient colors here. If I were to remove this, I'm sure the file sizes would be very similar. Because the aspect ratio is the same number of pixels are on the screen. It's just how many different variations of those colors need to exist for the shadows on that page there. Okay, and similarly, we can take the Smart Resize, and let's say if you want to take this image, this is great for like a WooCommerce product image. But if I want to make it a face or like a YouTube video cover, I can do that as well. Just open up in the same tab, or really let's do it as a new tab here. So let's do a resize to a 1920 by 1080, and they actually have, for example, general marketing. They've got YouTube thumbnails. So I think some of their designs are specific to like the YouTube thumbnail like styling that works well. Okay, so boom. So now we have this kind of setup. It's kind of interesting how that squares out, and you can move things around. Let me group this. Let me show you this. This is a really useful tool here. So I've got like one element is the text and then two different boxes. So 3 different elements. To move them all together would be a pain. So I can click on one, that's the text, click on that box. I think I can click on the other box there. So I've got the 3, and I should be able to now group and slide this around as a single unit and maybe put a little twist on it. You get the idea. A lot of things you can do there. I'll save this. Now, one of the things I'm not sure about, what does this mock it thing look like? So, where'd I go? This is maybe this is a new button. Mock it, quick start. Okay, let's try that again. I wonder if they might be in the process of rolling out their mock-up feature. And then now I don't see it. Okay, so that's why that's new, because it's here, then it's not here. So a growing tool, features come and go. All right, so that's kind of some of the graphic designing, the background removal, the files. Let me show you one other example, and let's start from scratch here. Let's say you want to make an image for your blog post, and I like to make these kind of rectangular so they don't take up too much vertical space. Let's say your container width is 800 pixels. So let's make this maybe 800 by 400 as your image. So we'll do a custom resize and just start from scratch. And I'll show you what I like to do in some different projects using the transparent background feature. So we'll come here, and let's say you just want to illustrate something like one of your headers of a blog post. You can come here to Icons 8. I know the flat graphics are all the rage these days, and for good reason. They're small files, they look good, they're descriptive, and they're kind of fun to look at. They're easy on the eyes. So we'll come here and take a look at, let's just say Facebook. And let's see what they have here for Facebook. Really cool looking designs, all different families. So you can kind of see a family that you like. So let's say the blue UI is a pack where every icon, if you wanted to stay on brand, you could just kind of pick one. Say like, okay, I want to go ahead and let's just do like a smile. Something that should exist in every family. You can go to Windows 8, and these are the different families, or the different smiles within Windows 8. Cute outline. Oh, look how cute that is. Cute color. Oh, look how cute. Like, these are adorable. So, I could probably do this for a while. Okay. This is really fun. The blue UI is very popular. So, there you go. So we can go through here and just kind of pick out a graphic that maybe shows what we're looking at. And this is a scalable graphic, so you're never going to see any pixelation as you're making it bigger or smaller, which is a huge benefit for everybody. Oh, where'd it go? Ah, I lost it. Me showing the scalability got me in trouble. Okay, so we can add an icon there, and then let's just add some text. Happy trades, happy trader. Let's increase that font size a little bit so we get it like, I should be able to, I think there's an alignment where I can align this center to the right and center So what I want to do is get it kind of where, what I recommend you do is get it where you want it on the left-right axis, and then come here, and then you can align it to the center line of the page. Same thing here. So now it's kind of happily there together. And let's just quickly make this branded. So now this is where the blue UI is going to be kind of weird, but again, you actually have control over every different color inside of this icon because it's not a PNG, it's actually an SVG. So I can say, all right, the dark blue, let's make that my dark green. The middle-ish blue, let's make that our middle-ish green. And same here. And here is the light green. That's actually not bad. I'm actually pretty impressed with that. That's pretty cool. Look at that. So now we have a branded little icon, and I can save this as Happy Trader icon. And I see that mock it again. I don't know what that is yet, but let me stay on the track here. So I'll download this guy, and now I can do a transparent PNG. And when I save it, if I open this one, there's no background. So you see there's a white background here. That's just for you as you're working. But when you actually go to use this somewhere, you can put this on a blue backdrop and you won't see that ugly white rectangle between your graphic and the background. And if you use it in a blog post, it will, save some space. That transparent can save you some space, as well as just looks good no matter what type of background. If you change the background of your blog from white to a very light gray, your images aren't going to look amateurish. So I really like this. I mean, playing around with the images like this, you can start with a blue UI and make it your own branded color scheme, which is really, really cool. Let's try this mock it one more time. Wait, hold on. All right, let me. Oh, what's going on here? Mock. Probably in like some of their beta features here. Let's try that again. Okay. Well, there you go. All right, so this video is running a little long. Let's take a quick look at their roadmap to show you that, while this is a new tool, it's not like they're just kind of putting it out there and going to sit on their laurels. This is updated very frequently. I think today is October 4th. Yep, so it was updated today, and you can see they're working on animated product images, on batch processing, on realistic mockups. This is the one that I'm super stoked about because this will really help, it'll help designers a lot. I'm going to upvote that myself. If I can. Okay, maybe not. Smart Groups video templates. So you can actually use video in your images, which other tools also do and is very effective. Blob and Wave Maker. I don't know why blobs are so popular, but I kind of like them too. So that'll be useful. A 3D viewer, onboarding automation, machine learning. So they know there's work to be done to stay competitive, and it looks like they have a lot of this ready to go. It's pretty exciting. Okay, so my takeaways here. If you want to get into the graphic design space, you might want to go ahead and invest in Photoshop because you can pretty much do anything you want to with a program like that. Myself, graphic design is something I do kind of to help me achieve a goal. It's not the goal itself. I like doing marketing. I like doing funnels and Messenger and all those different aspects. And you need graphics to kind of help that out. But it oftentimes doesn't make sense. If your focus is on marketing or your focus is on freelance writing or anything like that, if you're going to need those images anyways to go in there, you may as well brush up on those skills so that you don't need to go and either farm out to somebody else to do that and have that other level of management in there, et cetera, et cetera. If you need a graphics tool, but you don't need to go into the Photoshops where it takes a lot longer to do anything, it's super quick to do what you need to do in a tool like this. And if your needs are simple enough, it can be plenty for your needs. My word of warning. If you already have a bunch of tools that kind of overlap in functionality here, you can find yourself hitting a bit of a roadblock when you need to make a certain image. But now you're thinking, okay, which tool do I use? Do I use Artboard Studio? Do I use Crello? Do I use Canva? Do I use PowerPoint? Or do I use now this new Glorify app? You don't want to be in that position, right? Find one that works for you. If you're happy with it, stick with it. You can skip on this deal. But if you want to do anything as far as selling online, you can get e-commerce type of project done with this tool faster, in my opinion, than you can in other tools, especially with their integrations with good mock-up designs, libraries, and things like that. One more time, if you want to go and check this deal out, go to incomemesh.com/glorify. Take a look, take it for a spin, 30 days. It's risk-free for you. If you're going to go ahead and give it a try on their trial, I would recommend the $297 plan over the $97, because if you're going to just use the tool itself, I think that, using a Canva or something like that is fine. Where you really get the bang for your buck is when you integrate in the icon packs and the illustrations and some of the different premium tools that are only there on the upper level plan. Because if you go to, let me show you why I say that. Because you might be like, oh, you're just trying to get better affiliate commissions. No. If you go to something like a deposit photo, I think it's deposit photos, and you look for their pricing plan here. Okay, $29 per month. So in less than a year, you would be able to pay for, so there's awesome, really cool images and all that good stuff. But you have to find what you want in this platform, then take it to a different platform, do the editing. And if you go to, I think, stockphotos.com, it's even more pricey. You're looking at paying like maybe not stock, whatever. You get the idea. You're looking at paying upwards of like $5 for a picture, $10 for a picture. And then they're all over the place. Like, they're not on brand. They're not these nice packs, where in Glorify, you'd be able to go and get branded, like the same person doing 100 different poses for the different purposes you have for your project. So when you sign on a new client, you can give them a better branded solution. And it doesn't have to always be them in the pictures, because oftentimes, they might have a face for radio like I do some days, or they just might not want to be in front of the camera. So you have a nice solution there. So again, it might be for you. It might not be. This is a totally honest review. I'll be honest with you. As I started this video, I was like, I don't know if I really want to recommend this to people, because there's just so many tools out there. But as I went through, especially the ebook creator, I really, really like that. You can, write your ebook in Google Docs real fast, but then you always struggle to actually make the thing look like it's worth anything. But then you can come here, just copy and paste your text in different spots, build it out. I'm sure that, and we did get the PDF working, but it's not searchable, so that needs to be updated. But yeah, it's just really easy to work in. Incomemesh.com/glorify. If you like this video, if you like me kind of just being real and raw and doing some real practical process, because we basically did a very minor branding exercise for a small business in this video. If you like this, go ahead and leave a like and a subscription to this channel by clicking the button and the bell, and let me know what you think. Are you going to go on Glorify? What is your tool de jour, your tool of choice for graphic design needs? Let me know. I'm really, really curious. One other thing I will say is the logo that we downloaded is an SVG file. It's this guy here. And if you're working in WordPress, WordPress by default does not allow SVG files, but do not make the mistake of transferring it over to a PNG, because it just looks really funky and doesn't look that good. There are free plugins, and if you use Elementor Pro, which you can get at incomemesh.com/Elementor. Elementor Pro has native SVG support, so you can go in and use those for anything on your website. No additional plugins needed, but you can also get Safe SVG and a few other free plugins out there that allow you to update and use SVGs as images on your website. All right, that's it. I'm going to call it at this point, guys. I'm John from incomemesh.com. I truly hope this video was helpful for you and help you make a smart decision with this tool. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.